right, let's dive in. Listen, if you want an extraordinary life, it starts with one thing: raising your standards. That's where it all begins. Because the truth is, we don't get what we want in life, we get what we must have. If you're not where you want to be right now, it's not because you're not capable, it's because your standards aren't demanding it of you yet. Think about it. Every breakthrough, every transformation you've ever experienced came because you made a decision to draw a line in the sand and say, this is who I am now. You didn't just say, I should get in shape or I should grow my business. You decided, I must do this. No more excuses. This is my new standard. Now, raising your standards isn't just about saying it, it's about aligning every thought, every action, and every belief with that new level. You can't say, I'm going to live a healthy life and keep eating junk food every day. You can't say, I'm going to build a successful career and spend your days scrolling on social media. When you raise your standards, your actions have to match your words, because what you tolerate is what you become. Look, we've all got a thermostat inside of us, a set point for what we think we deserve. If your financial thermostat is set to struggle, you'll find a way to stay broke, no matter how much money comes your way. If your relationship thermostat is set to dysfunction, you'll sabotage anything good that shows up. But when you consciously raise that thermostat, when you decide this is the new standard of what I'll accept in my life, everything changes. And it's not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about showing up every day and saying, what's one small step I can take today to align with the standard I've set for myself? When you do that consistently, you build momentum. And momentum is power. It creates the kind of energy that allows you to achieve more than you ever thought possible. You've got to own this. You've got to claim it. No one is coming to rescue you. No one is going to hand you the life you deserve. But when you take responsibility, when you raise your standards, and when you commit to living them every single day, you become unstoppable. Standards define your life. Your standards are the invisible force shaping your reality. They dictate what you'll tolerate, what you'll pursue, and ultimately what you'll achieve. Wanting something isn't enough, because want is weak. It's weak, a fleeting thought. But when you decide that something is non-negotiable, when it becomes a must, everything changes. That's where you put your passionate desires. That's where you put your resolve. Because more important than the decisions you make, think about it. If you've ever hit rock bottom in any area of your life, you likely made a decision in that moment that said never again. That decision to raise your standard instantly shifted your mindset, your actions, and your results. You drew a line in the sand, and that line became the foundation for something better. Raising your standards isn't just about the big things. It's about the small, everyday choices that define who you are. It's deciding that you won't accept excuses from yourself anymore. It's refusing to settle for relationships that drain you, jobs that don't fulfill you, or habits that sabotage you. Your standards are like the rules of a game, and you are the one who writes them. The higher you set them, the higher your potential. But here's the catch. Your standards only work if you enforce them. That means committing to them every day, even when it's uncomfortable, inconvenient, or challenging. So, if you're not satisfied with where you are in life right now, it's not because you lack potential or resources, it's because your standards haven't demanded more of you. When you raise your standards, you demand more from yourself. And that's when life begins to align with what you truly deserve. Breakthroughs come from decisions. Every significant change in your life starts with a decision. Not just any decision, but a clear, powerful, and committed one. It's the moment you decide to stop wishing and start demanding more from yourself. That's when a breakthrough happens. Think about it. The moments that change your life didn't come from luck or chance. They came because you decided to change. Maybe it was the moment you said, I'm done playing small, or I refuse to let fear hold me back anymore. That decision created a ripple effect, changing the way you think, act, and approach your life. power of decision is unmatched because it's the first step to raising your standards. But it's not just about saying the words, it's about backing them with conviction. It's the moment you shift from saying, I should do this, to I must do this. That one change in language transforms the level of commitment you bring to the table. When you make a true decision, you eliminate all other options. It's no longer about if or someday, it's about now. And when you lock in that level of determination, something incredible happens. You start seeing opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You find strength where you once felt weak. A breakthrough isn't about having all the answers. It's about making a decision so strong that it pulls you toward the answers. It's about creating clarity and urgency, and with that clarity, you ignite the drive to make your vision a reality. In the end, a decision is your ultimate power. It's the point where your life starts to change because you refuse to settle for less than you know you're capable of. Align actions with new standards. Raising your standards is meaningless if your actions don't follow suit. It's not enough to declare, I want a healthier body, or I'm going to build a successful career. Those are just words. Real transformation happens when your actions consistently align with your elevated standards. Let me ask you this. If someone were to observe your daily habits, would they see the person you're aspiring to become, or would they see the person you're settling to be? This is the gap you must close. When you set a new standard, you have to take a hard look at your current behaviors and ask, does this align with the life I'm committed to creating? If the answer is no, it's time to change. If you're aiming to be financially successful, you can't spend recklessly or procrastinate on opportunities. If you're striving for better health, skipping workouts and making poor food choices aren't options anymore. It's about consistency, not perfection. Small, deliberate actions repeated daily create massive results over time. Remember, success doesn't come from doing the right thing once. It comes from building habits that reflect your standards. There will be times when your old habits and excuses try to pull you back. That's normal. But when your standard is truly a must for you, your commitment will overpower those moments. You'll find yourself making different choices because the person you're becoming demands it. Here's the secret. The more you align your actions with your new standards, the more natural it becomes. Over time, those actions won't feel like effort. They'll feel like who you are. That's when you know your new standard has become your reality. Stop tolerating the unacceptable. What you allow is what will continue. If there's one truth about life, it's this. You can't achieve extraordinary outcomes while tolerating mediocrity. Whether it's in your health, relationships, career, or personal growth, the things you accept and tolerate become the limits of your potential. Take a moment to reflect on this. What are you putting up with right now that's holding you back? Is it a toxic relationship that drains your energy? A habit that sabotages your progress? A belief that whispers, this is good enough? If you don't challenge these tolerances, they will define your life. Stopping the unacceptable starts with awareness. You need to identify the areas where you've settled. Maybe you've convinced yourself that being overworked and stressed is normal, or that your dreams are too far out of reach. But let me tell you something, the only reason you're stuck is because you've allowed it. Once you recognize what you've been tolerating, the next step is setting a boundary, firm and unshakable. You've got to decide, I will no longer accept this in my life. And here's the thing. People might push back, habits might resist, and old patterns might try to reemerge. But when your standards are non-negotiable, you'll stay the course. Stopping the unacceptable isn't just about saying no to the bad. It's about making room for the great. When you stop tolerating toxic behaviors or low standards, you create space for growth, opportunity, and fulfillment. Remember, your life is a reflection of what you demand of yourself and what you refuse to settle for. Raise the bar, cut out the things that no longer serve you, and watch how quickly your life begins to transform. Upgrade your internal thermostat. Your life operates like a thermostat. It's set to a default level, your self-belief, your standards, your comfort zone. And it controls what you achieve no matter what opportunities or challenges come your way. If your internal thermostat is set low, you'll unconsciously pull yourself back down every time you start to rise. To create lasting change, you have to raise that thermostat. Here's how it works. Imagine you're in a room set to 70 degrees. If the temperature drops to 60 degrees, the thermostat kicks in, turning on the heat to bring it back to 70. That's your life. When things dip below what you're used to, you naturally work to get back to your baseline. But here's the problem. The same thing happens when life gets too good. If your financial thermostat is set at just getting by, you suddenly earn more money, you might unconsciously find ways to spend or lose it. If your relationship thermostat is set to dysfunction, even a healthy partnership will feel uncomfortable. The key is to upgrade your thermostat, to reset your baseline for what you believe you deserve and what you'll accept in every area of life. This isn't just about affirmations or wishful thinking. It's about conditioning. You raise your thermostat by consistently taking actions that stretch your limits, challenge your comfort zone, and reinforce your new standard. For example, if you want to upgrade your financial thermostat, you have to think, act, and make decisions like someone who earns at the level you aspire to. If you want to elevate your relationships, you have to show up with the love, respect, and commitment you expect to receive. Here's the breakthrough. Once you raise your thermostat, it's permanent. You start operating at a new level because it's no longer a stretch, it's your new normal. And when you do this in every area of your life, you don't just experience moments of success. You create a life that consistently reflects your highest potential. Momentum is power. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces in your life. It's what turns small actions into massive results. It's the invisible energy that builds when you consistently take steps towards your goals. And once you've got it, it propels you forward like a wave you can't stop. The challenge for most people isn't achieving success, it's building momentum. Why? Because starting is often the hardest part. It's easier to stay in your comfort zone, to procrastinate, to wait for the perfect time. But the truth is, momentum begins the moment you take action, even if that action feels small. Here's the secret. Action creates energy, and energy creates progress. The first step might feel insignificant. A single workout, one productive hour, or one conversation. But that step is the spark. And when you take the next step and the next, you build something much bigger. Suddenly, you're not forcing yourself to move forward. The momentum you've created is pulling you toward your goals. Think about a train at a standstill. It takes an incredible amount of effort to get it moving. But once it's in motion, that same train can plow through barriers that would have stopped it before. That's the power of momentum. Okay? That is the power of momentum. But here's the catch. Momentum works both ways. Positive actions build positive momentum. But neglect, bad habits, and excuses build negative momentum. The good news is it only takes one decision, one small shift to change your trajectory. Once you start building positive momentum, protect it fiercely. Show up every day no matter how small the effort seems. Consistency beats intensity because it keeps the momentum alive. Remember, momentum isn't magic, it's math. The more you put in, the more you get out. Perfection isn't the goal. Too many people hold themselves back because they're waiting for perfection. They think they can't start until everything is just right, the perfect timing, the perfect plan, or the perfect conditions. But let me tell you something. Perfection is an illusion. It doesn't exist. And chasing it will only paralyze you. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to make progress. Every step forward, no matter how small or messy, is a step closer to your dreams. Progress builds confidence. It creates momentum. And that momentum is what leads to extraordinary results, not perfection. Think about it. The most successful people in the world didn't wait for the perfect moment to start. They started when they felt unsure, when they didn't have all the answers, and when failure was a real possibility. Why? Because they understood that action is what brings clarity, not the other way around. You're going to make mistakes. That's part of the process. But every mistake is a lesson. Every failure is feedback. It's not a sign to stop. It's a sign to adjust, refine, and keep moving forward. If you're afraid to fail, you're also afraid to succeed, because success is built on the lessons learned from failure. Here's the truth. No one cares if your first step is perfect. What matters is that you take it. The longer you wait for perfection, the more time you lose. And time is the one resource you can't get back. So let go of the need to get everything right the first time. Focus on improvement, not perfection. Celebrate the small wins, learn from the setbacks, and keep going. Because at the end of the day, progress, not perfection, is what transforms your life. Responsibility leads to freedom. Taking responsibility for your life is the key to unlocking true freedom. Many people resist this idea because it feels like a burden. They blame circumstances, other people, or bad luck for their struggles. But the moment you shift your mindset and say, I am responsible for my outcomes, everything changes. Here's why. When you take responsibility, you take back control. You stop waiting for someone else to fix things or for life to magically improve. You realize that while you can't control everything that happens to you, you can always control how you respond. And in that response lies your power. Responsibility isn't about blame, it's about ownership. It's about recognizing that your current reality is the result of your past decisions, actions, and standards. And if you want a different future, you have the power to make different choices starting right now. When you embrace responsibility, you stop being a victim of your circumstances and start becoming the creator of your destiny. You stop making excuses and start finding solutions. You start asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what can I do to change this? So check this out, Larry. When I first met you, and here's the paradox, the more responsibility you take, the freer you become. Freedom isn't about avoiding responsibility. It's about embracing it. It's about realizing that your life is in your hands and no one else's. And when you fully step into that truth, you unlock a level of power, confidence, and fulfillment you never thought possible. Small steps lead to big results. Success doesn't happen overnight, and it's certainly not achieved by giant leaps. It's the small, consistent actions that build up over time and create massive results. The key is to focus on taking one step at a time, even if it feels insignificant in the moment. When you raise your standards and set ambitious goals, it can be easy to get overwhelmed by the size of the task ahead. You might think, how am I ever going to reach that level of success? But here's the truth. Big goals are reached by doing small things consistently, day in and day out. Think of it like a snowball rolling down a hill. At first, it's small and easy to ignore. But as it picks up momentum, it grows bigger and bigger until it becomes something unstoppable. That's how small actions work. In the beginning, they might feel like they're not making a difference, but over time, they compound and lead to massive results. It's easy to get caught up in the idea of needing to make a big splash or achieve immediate results. But the reality is, the small habits you build today are the foundation for the success you'll achieve tomorrow. A single workout, one healthy meal, a few minutes of focused work. Those small efforts are what set the stage for extraordinary change. Here's the power of small steps. They create momentum. The more consistent you are, the more natural it becomes. And as you continue to take those small steps, you'll start to look back and realize that without even trying, you've made progress far beyond what you ever imagined. Don't underestimate the power of the little things. One small positive action today can lead to big results tomorrow. Keep moving forward, one step at a time, And over time, you'll be amazed at the transformation you've created. Commit to daily growth. Success isn't something you achieve once, it's something you build every single day. The key to lasting fulfillment and achievement is consistent growth. Day in and day out, it's the small decisions, the tiny improvements, and the moments of focus that add up over time. If you commit to growing just a little bit every day, you'll see extraordinary results in the long run. Commitment to daily growth means constantly seeking to improve in every area of your life. Your mindset, your health, your relationships, your work, and your skills. It's not about making massive changes all at once. It's about finding one thing each day that you can do to move forward. Maybe it's reading for 10 minutes, practicing gratitude, setting clear intentions for the day, or simply taking action toward a goal. These small daily habits are the foundation for long-term success. Growth isn't always comfortable, and it doesn't always feel rewarded in the moment. But every step forward is a step toward who you're becoming. And it's not about perfection, it's about progress. The key is to show up, even when you don't feel like it. To take that action, even when doubt creeps in. When you make daily growth a non-negotiable part of your life, you turn personal development into a lifestyle, not a one-time event. What you do consistently compounds over time. Small daily actions create long-lasting change. It's the compound effect. Just as tiny deposits in a bank account add up to a large sum over time, small improvements in your life lead to massive results. By committing to daily growth, you're committing to becoming a better version of yourself every day. And that's how you create a life of success, fulfillment, and true personal transformation. So make the decision today. I will grow every single day. And with that mindset, nothing will be able to stop you.